Welcome to Relationships on Reddit. In this series, we look at posts on Reddit. In today's episode, Seeking Forever After, my journey as a 41-year-old dating for marriage. We'll check out some of the responses. I'll provide some coaching questions for exploration, as I would for a client who is in this situation. Then finally, I'll provide my commentary at the end of just myself, unfiltered and unadulterated. Hi, I'm Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. I help professional Black women who are 35 plus date and partner with more self-awareness and intentionality. Check out the links in the description box below to sign up for my next 5-day self-awareness in dating challenge. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So today's post is from the Dating Over 40 Reddit, and it's titled Dating with Different Goals. So I'm 41 female dating with the intent to remarry. In the beginning of dating, someone new, we usually run down what we are looking for. It's rare that I meet men looking for marriage and often end up dating men who say they are looking for a relationship. It doesn't tend to work out with them long term. It made me wonder if others looking for marriage, both dating individuals who do not state marriage as their goal. So I'm going to reword that a bit. It's making OP wonder that if there are others who are looking for marriage and they're also dating individuals who do not state that marriage is their goal. Jumping into the responses. So Boxy 4800 says, a lot of people 40 plus have had bad experiences with marriage and divorce. If it's important to you, think you should make it clear at the beginning, or I think you should make it important in the beginning. For me, I would like a long-term relationship, but because of my divorce, pretty opposed to getting remarried. Legally Fit says, as a lawyer, and Legally Fit is a divorced woman, as a lawyer, I see the importance in marriage. It sends a message to society that you are one unit. It comes with legal, financial benefits like inheritance and tax benefits. It determines who makes bedside decisions in medical crises. The spouse almost always trumps other relatives, but parents or kids can trump a partner. There are very significant reasons to marry. This River is Wild 70 says, I think people that can reflect, rewind the tapes can see where they made a mistake in terms of who they married. Divorce isn't generally the problem. It is the solution for having made poor upfront decisions. If you and your future partner can see why this didn't work the first time, then I can't see why one wouldn't. There is a reason why the divorce rate amongst second marriages is well in the 60% range, which I have read is due to blaming the other person for the outcome. So Hot Construction 811 says, 43 male, I am dating for marriage, but whenever I made it known that is the intent, the women I am with always bail. So I say the safe words of committed and long term. What I am finding is it really doesn't matter what you say or don't say, because if the woman were into me, then they would convince themselves whatever I do makes sense to them. I'd guess their interests were lukewarm at best, and then down the line, when I say one of my deal breakers is mental disorder, then it goes downhill from there. I had someone recently after the second date that she would make dinner at her place for me, but during that week, I had announced that mental disorders was a deal breaker for me. So then she canceled and said she wasn't feeling it. She told me that her place has got clothing everywhere on the floor and the kitchen is a mess and her dog often shits at random places and that she was a hoarder, so we would never be a match. Kooky Protection 334 says, I'm 51 female divorced for the second time 5 years ago. had been in back-to-back relationships with one and two since 18. I don't plan on ever marrying again. I'm open to LTR, long-term relationship, and possibly living together, but marriage is 100% off the table. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only 40 plus with that mindset. If you are set on getting married again, then don't date anyone that isn't sure or is a definite no. Chances are slim people will change their mind. They may yell you, they may tell you, they may want to just so you stay interested. Now let's jump in to some green flags and red flags. I believe every Reddit post has some gems of wisdom that all of us can observe and take away. Green flags. Number 1, clear communication of intentions. A green flag is when both individuals can openly discuss their long-term goals and intentions, including marriage, early in the dating process. This ensures that both parties are on the same page and have compatible future plans. Green flag number 2, honesty and transparency. If a potential partner is upfront about what they are looking for, whether it aligns with your goals or not, their honesty is a positive sign. It indicates a level of integrity and respect for you and the budding relationship. Green flag number 3, consistent actions and words. When a person's actions align with their stated intentions and promises, it's really a strong indicator of reliability and commitment, which is essential for any serious relationship. Green flag number 4, emotional maturity and stability. Getting ahead of myself there. A partner who demonstrates emotional maturity, including the ability to handle disagreements and express their feelings effectively, is a green flag. It shows they are capable of sustaining a healthy long-term relationship. Green flag number 5, respect for your goals and boundaries. A potential partner who respects your desire for marriage and does not try to sway you from your goals is showing respect for your individuality and your boundaries, as well as your goals, which is fundamentally a very healthy component of a relationship. Green flag 6, shared values and life goals. Finding someone with similar values and life goals, including views on marriage, family, and lifestyle, is a positive sign. It suggests a higher potential for long-term compatibility. Green flag number 7, mutual effort and investment in the relationship. Both parties showing willingness to invest time, effort, and emotional energy into the relationship is a green flag. It indicates a mutual interest in building something meaningful and lasting. Now we're jumping into my favorite things, the red flags. So, red flag number 1, misaligned relationship goals. So when individuals have different end goals, marriage versus a relationship without marriage, this is a fundamental misalignment. This can be a major red flag. Now in the post, OP just mainly talks about her goals. So there's not a particular person that these red flags are against, but this is more general red flags that can be inferred by the post. So getting back to it. So misalignment of a relationship goals can lead to unmet expectations and dissatisfaction in the long term. Red flag number 2, inconsistent communication. If a partner is not clear or honest about their intentions from the beginning, it could be a red flag. Transparency about relationship goals is crucial for compatibility and long-term success. Red flag number 3, settling for less than you want. So settling for less. So continuously dating individuals who do not share the same goal of marriage is going to leave OP feeling less than. And it's going to indicate a pattern of settling. It is going to have a negative impact on her self-esteem. So hopefully she's not doing that, because she's basically going to convey the message that settling for relationships and not having her needs met is okay. Red flag number 4, repeated short-term relationships. So it sounds like from what an OP inferred, this could be what's going on. So consistently engaging in relationships that don't work out long-term might signify an underlying issue in your partner selection process, or ignoring early signs of incompatibility. Red flag number 5, ignoring one's own needs. So, continually dating people who don't share the same serious intentions can indicate a disregard for one's own relationship needs and goals. That's a personal red flag. It's also an indicator of low self esteem and likely some self worth issues. And that's why working with a coach, such as myself, can really help you in those areas so you can date in a much more effective manner. Red flag number 6, lack of serious intentions in partners. So if OP is engaging with partners who are not looking for marriage, especially when it's a personal goal, can lead to a lot of frustration and feeling like, her time and emotional investment is just not valued. Red flag number 7, inadequate boundaries. So if OP is not establishing or communicating clear boundaries and relationship expectations, this can attract partners who are not aligned with, what she wants with her own relationship goals. Let's jump into these coaching questions. Remember, take your time, sit with these questions, reflect on them, get a fresh notebook and a pen, and really sort through your thoughts, apply these questions, and answer them from the perspective of the situation being presented in the Reddit post, as well as any situation that is similar to what you have experienced, you've been in, you faced yourself, or even if you've known someone who's been in your situation or the situation as described. Because the point of these questions is to help you grow in your self-awareness and to become more intentional in dating, as well as really spot things that may be off about a potential partner. Question 1. How can the difference between dating for a relationship and dating for marriage be defined? And what does this distinction signify on a personal level? Question 2. What qualities and values are typically sought in a partner interested in remarriage? And how do these differ from those sought in casual dating partners? Question 3. When intentions of remarriage are communicated in the dating scene, what reactions or responses are commonly encountered, and what insights can be drawn from these? Question 4. Who are the role models or examples in society that embody the kind of marriage aspired to? And what can be learned from their relationships? Question 5. What strategies can be employed to differentiate between someone genuinely interested in marriage and someone who is not early in the dating process? So basically, how does one make those determinations early? Progressing as usual, when we do these really fun relationships on Reddit, reflections, I want to give you all my feedback on this situation. So let's get into it. Just my thoughts. All right, jumping into this Reddit post, one of the things that I did like was that OP, or the original poster, was very clear upfront that her desire was to remarry. And 41 is young, and she seems to run into people that aren't matching her energy in terms of, having the same end goal in a relationship. Even if she encounters men who want a long-term relationship, they don't necessarily want marriage. But marriage is a very specific, tangible goal. It is a formal commitment. It is a tax status. It is a protection in a lot of ways. It is a status in society. So one of the things that if I was working with OP as a client, would be to really focus on personal work, because a pillar of my coaching is you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So this is not about blame. This is about self-awareness. There's something in her energy that is attracting men who may be desirous of a relationship with her, but aren't ready or aren't necessarily on the same wavelength to want to get married and committed. And to me, that speaks on maybe there's some residual something there from her previous marriage. There may be a fear there. There may be a roadblock there. There's some type of block there where she keeps attracting men who to her that she seems to be incompatible with, but they just don't want to take that step for marriage. So to me, she may have an energetic block around that, and that can be resolved first, understood. She can be made aware of it through personal work and working with the coach. And I would advise anyone who is listening to this to say, these situations like these are a perfect place to do self-reflection, because there's something there. It's not the men that she's dating that is the issue. It's more of a question is, why is she not attracting the type of men she says you want? Because like I said, we attract what we are, not what we want. So this is a time to maybe take a short break from the dating scene. I would say probably at least a month. This is any block you're running into, and really do some self-assessment. If you don't know how to start that, you can do, check out my audio on shadow work and how to begin doing that. But doing that self-reflection is only going to help OP in understanding where she's at and how she truly feels about relationships, because it could be fear that's part of that roadblock. It could be uncertainty. It could be like abandonment, a concern about that, or a fear about that, or fear of the unknown. It could be fear in some iteration that is part of her block with attracting men that are also interested in marriage. And then also, when you do that self-reflection work, it could also be where she is choosing to socialize in the spaces online and offline that she's meeting men. She may need to open up her parameters a bit in terms of her age range, or racial or ethnic background demographic, or maybe skill set, which she's open to. If she's only ever been open to professionals, she may need to look at, okay, would I be open to a blue collar worker? And I say people definitely need to do that with extreme caution, because money is important. So, have those discussions. But I think this is a perfect time for OP to do some self-reflection, and also understanding, taking a look at when it comes to the end of any of relationships she's had and they haven't worked out. Is she reflecting on where the disconnects were, where she was and what she was thinking of? We know the ultimate goal was marriage, but also at the time it ended, where was her energy? And then what was the energy of the other person? And how to really look at that is like, what were they pouring into the relationship at that point? I think she would be very much benefited, as I said, from working with a coach, doing some self-reflection, doing that personal work that I always speak of, so she can then date with more self-awareness and intentionality and start attracting men who also want marriage, because there are men in their 40s and 50s and 60s and beyond, or whatever her age range is that she's looking for, that desire marriage. And I'm not talking about on some manipulator bullshit. I mean, who genuinely desire sincere partnership. Those men are out there. I believe that. And they are ready, and they've done their self-work, and they're ready to partner with a person who is compatible with them. So I believe they're out there. I just think she needs to have a little more self-awareness, do some self-reflection, go back to the drawing board a little bit, and she would have a better understanding of her energetic signature and the way she's moving in the dating world. So those are just my thoughts. I appreciate her clarity, and I do think she's on the right path. I just feel there's just going to be some self-work involved before she sees the progress that she wants to see and starts attracting the type of men that she's looking for. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Relationships on Reddit. Seeking Forever After, my journey as a 41-year-old dating for marriage. Watch this video again and answer the questions several times. In fact, it's okay. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out the links below in the description box to sign up for my next 5-day Self-Awareness and Dating Challenge. Also, check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, next season, publishing soon, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your coach, Jay Nell. Stay empowered and see you on the next post.